Right.
Welcome to Uncuffed Society and Culture News. Dude, we got to fix your mic because nobody's going to be able to see you. Look in the camera. Can you see there? How do we throw it back that way and then extend the arm? Let us know in the chats if you can hear us.
I thought you were trying to say I'm too black.
Let's try that. Let us know in the chats if we sound good tonight or not. We are without our producer for the last time because he's moving into the new studio. Just sent us a picture of the new desk. It looks good. So if you can hit yes, we sound good, or no, we don't sound good in the chat skis over here, that'll help. And but if we do sound bad, I have this whole theme to work it out. So let me play the theme. Let us know in the chats if we sound good or we don't. Do it now. Ready? We'll do a sound check. Go ahead, Jay.
What up?
Go ahead.
Testing.
All right, let us know in the chats, folks.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on
This is
Sunday.
about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Oh, guns up, giddy up. Welcome, Wolfpack. Welcome. The chats are starting to, people are starting to meander into the I've been podcasting all day over on FAWKES News. Head over there for some of my short formatted content, but this is my long formatted content, which means I have to redo the whole studio. And I don't know what's up with the lights in this, but do you guys just absorb light?
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, I mean, and then she wearing black, so
And what?
Then she's wearing black.
Yeah, but
the
still,
black coat.
not like a green frog or something. So it's the same. My face still the same. So I'm absorbing the light.
All right, tonight's show brought to you by ghostbed.com/Wolfpack and factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. Tonight we are covering a variety of things. This is mainly for our audio consumers, but there are some YouTubers out there that still watch long form social media content. So hopefully we'll be able to fix this lighting issue and the studio issue before the next episode for you guys. But anyway, enjoy the audio of this content. Hopefully it sounds really good. Tonight we are covering panic in Hollywood over the Diddy indictment. Lots of people dropping their tweeters and their tweets, deleting everything. Not a good look for some of them. Some I'm more confused and perplexed by, but others it doesn't. It's not a good look. And then we'll see if maybe they're lying or not. Usher, did you really get hacked, Usher? Did you? I don't know. Doesn't sound likely, but we'll debate it. Maybe Jay Margaret's got a different opinion than I do. We'll see. Also, we have comedian DL Hughley, which is one of the friends of Jay Durrell over here. They're big buddies. But I guess there was some controversy things that Janet Jackson said when asked. I will say that she was asked. It's not like she went out and sought the media. She was asked and she tried to answer it. And boy, did it start a firestorm. But I have a more fun take on the firestorm, something that we can maybe debate or talk about because this show, that could be fun to debate sometimes. But I will be the token white guy that just disagrees for the sake of causing an argument. And then I'll let these guys try to convince me otherwise. We'll have fun with it regardless. Lots of videos coming out, though, with the whole Diddy indictment. If you remember the show that we did when we talked about who was it that went on Shannon Sharp's show? Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams.
We did that whole Cat Williams story. Let me just go back in time to the whole Cat Williams things. Now we covered this here. What was that, like months ago, right? Go into the mic here. Yeah. Months ago. And here we go. Let me just put this out there for you.
2024, it's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, you would tell it. I know so many things I shouldn't know.
Now, that whole Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp was intense. We covered the whole thing. So he had a lot of the allegations. But if you remember, going way back then, he said 2024 was going to be the year that it all comes to light. And Cat Williams ain't wrong, bro. You can't tell me he's wrong because everything has been coming to light in 2024.
Well, you know what? It's because he really got the ball rolling. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's psychic or none of that mess. By him, he said, "Oh, it's gonna come, to light," because he started it. He jump started the motion, the commotion by outing people and all that stuff, and people not clapping back. So then I guess other people's like, well, he ain't lying. Nobody is not rebuttaling what he said. He ain't trying to rebuttal or try to sue him for slander or nothing. So it must be true. And, and everybody think that just because you don't clap back immediately after somebody says something negative about you, that is true. It don't really. I've been told on two different things. I've told a lot of times if somebody come at you wrong, don't respond back because you're gonna say some things you can't take back, some things you don't mean or whatever. So just sit back and just
the truth don't
let it go.
How they say a truth is how they say the truth don't need a response. Or a lie don't need a response. I think it's the truth don't need a response. Yeah, if you know it's not true, then you just, as they say, keep still. God will fight your battles.
Because my thing is, I mean, these days we are in the new millennium. No. People sue.
But if you done it, I think you should just come clean.
Right.
You waste all these people money trying to
invest. If you didn't, people out there.
Well, what do you think about when Diddy got up at the that award ceremony and was like kind of giving that weird apology, like I'm sorry, I'm a new man, I'm different. Well, was that like him kind of getting ahead of all this?
He was trying to.
But I think with Cat Williams, I mean, everything he says is good. Hopefully, guys, hopefully my mic is not peaking anymore. I apologize for that. I did turn it down. If it's still peaking, let me know. I'm trying not to talk so close to it.
He guilty. He guilty. I'm sorry.
For sure.
He guilty.
Now, let me ask you this. You said Cat Williams isn't sidekick, but he doesn't know. I think a lot of this either stems from two things, and we've talked about both these things on the show. Let me know. Either A, this is all coming from Keith spilling beans over the Tupac investigation, and that got the ball rolling, or is it the civil suits that Cassie Ventura started, and then when the Fed started looking into the Cassie Ventura civil suit, they were like, hold up, this seems insane. And then they start going down the rabbit hole and find out right now he's being called the Black Epstein. You got a white Epstein and a black Epstein. And let me ask you this, both of you. Let me ask you this. What if Epstein was the blackmailer of the political elite and Diddy was the blackmailer of the Hollywood elite? Yay or nay? If we're going with this black Diddy, white Diddy. Actually, I heard a stand-up comedian said America is so woke that they have a black Epstein and a white Epstein.
I just say Diddy.
Was he doing it for blackmail? Let's start there. Do you think Diddy was doing this for blackmail?
He did it for power. He had the power. When he realized, I mean, this dude, when you look at his Forbes net worth, his value was anywhere between 800 million and 1.2 billion dollars. That's what his value was. So he was out there, could do anything. He felt he was untouchable. He felt he could do anything he wanted. His main not ally, but his enemy, arch rival, was Suge Knight. Suge Knight used to keep him shook. Used to keep him scared.
Locked up, right?
Suge, yeah. And as soon as Suge got locked up, he even turned up even more because now he won't scared to walk around.
Some people say he didn't become a monster until he kind of left New York.
Who?
Diddy.
Like
they said, he wasn't really like he was. Like he was unhinged when
Diddy was in New York, but he
Miami.
was getting rid of people. Wendy Williams. Everybody think Wendy Williams was crazy. She was saying this back in 1997, how he was.
Isn't that crazy, though, that when people say things back in the day and we think that they're nuts and they're crazy and then they start to come true like later on in life?
Oh, yeah, we find out.
So somebody was showing me, what's that, Orlando Brown?
Same way with him.
He on there talking about some, thank you, Diddy, for giving that whoopity wop wop. And he licking his lips. I was like, what? But they said it was back then.
He's talking crazy, but see, he was another kid
consumer
that was young. Because you got to think, I watched Major Payne the other day, and he was the little kid named Tigger.
Yeah, the one that pissed himself.
Yeah, that was him.
No, what was who? Oh, it was
Orlando Brown.
You're right. It
That's
was.
him.
Oh my god!
And he's been in the game.
Oh, I love that movie
as a
too.
little. Oh man, I done watched it 3 times this past week. Major Pain.
Yeah.
And that little dude, he was like, so he's been in that, started when he was 6 years old. And Diddy done groomed him when he was little, when he was coming up as a teenager. So he's messed up in the head too. That's why he out there saying all the stuff.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like what made Diddy become the groomer? Because a lot of people say that he was groomed kind of by Russell Simmons,
Not
followed,
only
followed
Davis,
in the Clyde Davis
yeah,
and Russell Simmons, and then he kind of the way the rumor goes is that he brought up Usher. Yeah. From a young age. I mean, what Usher was 12, like staying at his 12. House at like 10. I've heard 12, 13.
12 years old.
I'm gonna play an Usher clip. Actually, let me play this Usher clip. Go ahead, Mark.
Justin Bieber.
Well, Usher brought up Justin Bieber.
Right,
so I want to talk about that too. Let me play this very weird clip. That Kevin Hart took. The video and audio quality is not great because I think this was taken like almost like with a VHS camera, like probably 20 years ago. I don't know, but it's like a back in the day type thing where he's like in a hotel room. But listen to the things that Kevin Hart says, and then just kind of think about like your inside jokes with your buddy and how, like they're inside jokes, but there's a little bit of truth to your jokes. Let me play this for you guys real quick.
See, the thing is, while you get ready to play that, Diddy says this type of stuff on the regular. So I think in like his mind, he think it's like okay. Fun. It's okay to him. It's like him testing you out. Right. Like we'll sit there if he say something gay and you fall, you like, you show any emotion or you respond back that you cool with it. Right. Then he gonna go on I
don't know. Do you think that this is 100% gay, or do you think it's just 100%, or do you think there's a percent of it that's just lust in general, guys and girls?
Well, he's nasty.
I didn't know that he was having all men parties. I'm never gonna go to an all female party. Why would you want to go?
Who was it that talked about him getting fellatio from another girl, like in front of his son or something like that? That was another. I don't know if I pulled that clip or not. Let me play this clip by Kevin Hart real quick.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it. No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
He's like, let me clear this up real quick. First of all, I'm not getting on the bed. I think this is hilarious.
He talking about he didn't want him on the bed.
But then he said no homo, but I don't want you on the bed. And Kevin Hart's like, first of all, I'm not going anywhere near your bed. But hold on, let me play that because it gets worse.
Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed.
I mean, but come on, like there's a kernel of truth to that. Like, listen, you put the camera over me. I want you. I'm not even close to that fucking bed. Now here they are with Usher. Yep. Check this out.
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher dropped the guard stage. It's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause, but like just
what do you say?
Dude, he said we used to wake up together, and then he changes his subject. He's like, we used to wake up, and Kevin Hart just loses his shit. Look at Kevin Hart losing his shit. Hold on, let me rewind it a little bit.
Pause, but like just
and he goes, damn.
What's he trying to say?
He's basically saying we used to wake up together, as in they're kind of gay. But and that's hyperbolic right now because you haven't seen the totality of this. But wait until it plays out, and then you're gonna be like, oh shit, this is fucked. Hold on, let me rewind it just a little bit.
Like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle.
All right, hold on. Let me keep going. Hold on.
Let's look at this.
Hold on.
Usher is 45 years old. Diddy is 54. He's 9 years older than him. So he said when he was 10. So he was 19. Why your ass 19 years old wrestling a 10-year-old over some cereal?
He meant to wake up.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on.
All for the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's going to acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen, we having a good time. Yo, Usher made it in the. Hey, yo. All right, so they.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, doesn't that seem like really like an inside joke that everybody knows about? Like, didn't you get the feeling that it was an inside joke where he's like,
my big brother,
like Frosted Flakes, like get the fuck out of here.
DL said, you know, I know we're gonna talk about him with what DL said or what he think, but DL said, he came out and said, if you're telling a story about something you knew and did not do anything about it, you are not a witness, you are an accomplice. Same thing, you go back with the Bill Cosby joint, back to R. Kelly, it goes back to Epstein, it goes back to
Free R. Kelly,
all those guys. I mean, that's been accused of that stuff, because I mean, you sit around, you know, I know people are like, well, I needed my job, you know. Yeah, but come on, man. Yeah. Where's your morals? Where's your standards? You know, what if that was your daughter? Yeah. Right. You out there just because he's R. Kelly, he telling you go out there and find me about 3 badass 15-year-olds. Are you gonna do it?
They should be the ones that get in trouble too.
Right, exactly. And they don't. And that's the thing with Diddy. Diddy done all them freak parties and everything. All them jokers going to it. And now
you guys know what those freak parties are?
Everybody is want to come out with
you know these freak parties? Have y'all been reading into these freak parties?
I saw somewhere that said they had a certain amount of man toys.
But 700 something dildos.
Yeah, he had like 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
What do you do with 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I made a joke. I said him and TD Jakes was anointing niggas with it. I'm gonna use that in my stand-up.
Better than fish oil,
I don't care what with that joke. Boy, that thing, boy.
But he was having like multiple freak offs a week, and he had these people that would like schedule these freak offs, and it was like if you were invited and you didn't come, you were like blacklisted from it and everything. Like, I mean, there's some people coming out with some crazy allegations.
Is it Fabulous? Who is it? Fabulous or somebody that ran?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
gonna play this one real quick. Let me play this one. Yeah, Meek Mills. Oh, there's a lot here. Let me play this one of Usher real quick.
13. What were you saying? I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie
Smalls was there. Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
He doing a
Jodie Sings, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
When the interviewer asked him if he would let his kids live.
So yeah, when they asked him if he would let his kids over there, that got interesting. Yeah, but you have to go back and watch it.
I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But like she said, so no woman tried to come along. He goes, I didn't say that. Right. So what are you saying? Women did?
Yeah, but it probably was men too.
Yeah, it was everybody.
That is crazy.
Because they said that Puffy was like, if he, hey, go over there and suck his dick. Margaret, go over there and suck his dick.
For what?
But I'm Diddy, and you're with me at this party, at my party, and I want you to go suck that dude thing. You're gonna go over there and do it. That's the type of stuff Diddy was doing. And if you didn't,
you were out of the party.
Right? Like, he was like, oh, you ain't down, you blah blah blah, and you blacklist.
But you probably wouldn't invite you unless you knew that you wanted to be down.
He was paying close.
Yeah, if it must be because I wouldn't care if I blacklist not buy.
One of his bodyguards said he offered him $30,000 to go kill somebody. Oh, now I'm like, what? And this is his bodyguards. His bodyguards coming out.
Somebody else to kill that bodyguard.
He offered me $30,000 to off this.
You talking about Gene Deal?
Oh, I forgot
that his bodyguard's name was Gene Deal. Okay. And if you go and you look at Gene Deal, like his interview, it's really, really good. And he's very intelligent and knows all the ins and outs of Diddy and everything that he was doing. It's like, okay, well, you're his bodyguard and you're just now coming out and saying this shit. Like,
you just as guilty, really should be just as guilty as him. I know you get to see. I mean, that's just like a job. You had a job, and they tell you
why
it's something that you do. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah,
like I can't swim. I'm not a strong swimmer, and if the job they come up on the job and they tell me, hey, I'm gonna need you to jump out there in the ocean and catch some fish with your bare hands. I can't do that. I'm gone. I can't do that shit. You know, I can't swim. I'm gonna be shark food if I jump out there. I'm quitting. I'm leaving. You asking me to do something that I don't believe in, something that I can't do. I know I'm not capable of doing. These people here should have the capability of not doing them immoral acts.
They say, like when you in show business stuff, that you go ahead and decide what you're willing to do and not willing to do because you're gonna be approached yourself. But I was thinking today. You remember some months back we was talking and y'all was like, you ain't never just thought about being with two people at the same time. That's probably what Diddy started out with. Those fantasies like that, and the more money he got, the bigger he just went on till it's just everything. He probably
just gets bored.
Yeah,
you know? But I think it's learned behavior. I don't think you just like wake up and decide your sexual deviancy is fucking little kids in the ass. Right. I think that was probably done to Diddy at some point in his childhood, possibly, and that's where that manifested. If I had to guess, I mean, you know, like I said, like it's hard for me to blame Usher because if Usher came up, you know, let's say it was 12. I heard it was 10 that he started going to Diddy's house and going to Diddy's, what they called his Diddy's boot camp for, you know, Diddy's fame or whatever. But I mean, even let's say 12 years old. I mean, my son Duke is 12 years old. I mean, God, he could be influenced by anything. I mean, he just listens to me podcasts from time to time and he has these questions that are completely out of context and he doesn't have a clue what the answer is. And I was like, yo, don't go out there and say that in the real world because people aren't going to understand where you're coming from. You don't really know who Trump is. You don't know who Kamala is. You can't have an opinion. You're only 12. Just because you hear me say it, one doesn't mean it's even true. I mean, it is true. I mean, because I don't say things on my podcast that aren't true. I'm sure but he's not old enough to do that research. But my point is that my son's already following in my footsteps and I'm not even grooming him to do that. Like I'm not even trying to make it that way.
Kids see
Diddy was grooming Usher. Diddy was grooming Usher.
Yeah, because
he was making him go to these parties. They were doing things at these parties. He was giving them. I guarantee he was giving them alcohol and things like that.
Here's my thing. I blame their parents. Usher loved his mama and credit his mama, but mama, where were you at?
Didn't he say something about they didn't know that he was going? I don't really thought he was it, but he said something like they didn't know where he went to the party.
Well, yeah, listen, my kid right now, like we're pretty much, you know, we're in this battle right now with some skateboarding families. I mean, there are some skateboarding parents out there that are, and I imagine it's the same with baseball parents, hockey parents, everything else. They are just so radicalized, like so delusional of their children's stardom that they will literally go and do anything and push their kid for fame. Like I'm talking for fame, not like just for like quality of sport, but like driving ridiculous amounts of the country, abandoning your other children, like, you know, spending all the time on the road was like, you know, and for me, I think it's a form of abuse.
And see, the thing about it, this happened. It's just not happening now. I mean, have you seen the Gary Coleman?
Yeah,
about his what is it? It's on Netflix, or something like that. And it's a shame how people use that man. And then he was sick, and they were still pushing it and robbing him, stealing from him.
That is a part.
I mean, I think they did the same thing to Michael.
Yeah,
they said the wife
he was being abused.
There.
I mean, you know, and then he was sick because he. Just,
but see, these parents are obsessed with their kids' stardom, and they don't have boundaries.
Right.
You know, and listen, I'm not going to say that I'm not tempted, right? Like my kids have been offered certain deals and sponsorships that weren't appropriate, but for a second, I was like, ooh, that could be the boost of something else. And I said, wait, no. My morals, my ethics, where I said, like you said, you have to draw a line in the sand. My line is here. And if I start crossing that line now, if I start making like, you know, I said, I am not going to make my children sign any contract until they are 15 years old that says you shall or you must do anything, because I don't think a 12 or 13-year-old can understand what you shall and you must means.
Right.
You ever see, I grew up seeing the movie Rookie of the Year. You remember that movie? Where, you know, he ditches his friends, you know, like I saw that movie. That shit's true, right? Like you don't really know, like your friends mean more to you than that stupid fuck Cubs baseball team. That shit's going to go away. You're going to break your leg. You're going to break your arm. Something's going to happen in your career and you're not going to be the top anymore. And I don't want my kids to be or have to go through the things that some of these other top athletes. No top athlete in the world has a great life. Tony Hawk, multiple divorces, you know, I mean, he's good now that he's old mature, but dude, he went through it. Ryan Sheckler went through Tiger Woods. Top was went through it. Michael Jordan. top of his game, went through it. I don't want my kids to go through it at all. Therefore, and I think it's if you invest everything you have into something, but then you're going to.
But see, here's my
miss
thing.
out on
Here's my
the little
thing
things.
too. A lot of people hate on LeBron James. Talk about, his son is not really good enough to be in the NBA. The only reason he's there in the NBA is because of who his daddy is. Well, hell, I wish my daddy was a daggone NBA player.
There's a fine
when
line
I came through.
There's a fine line. I mean, I take some heat on social media where they were, there's a skate dads forum and they went after me saying that, be careful with this guy because he pushes his kids too hard. He's another one of those guys living vicariously through his father. And obviously this guy doesn't know me because I'm 100% the opposite of that. Right. I ask my kids every morning, what do you want to do today? If they say they want to go skating, then I say, all right, well, here's the plan for the day. I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and then we'll go skating. Their chores come first. Their school comes first, and I work really hard. And I don't push them when we're at now, if I see them have fear or they're afraid to do something, I encourage them to overcome that fear. But I'm also very transparent. Like, hey, dude, it's okay. You don't see me up there staring down at this 13 foot. You don't see me doing it. So I'm not telling you because I would never make you do something that I'm not willing to do. I'm telling you right now, I'm not willing to do that. But you know what? You are good at what you do. And daddy's going to catch you 100%. Right. So if you take that leap of faith, if you have that faith in me, I will not let you down. But that's on you. And like, I'm very coachable in that way. And even when they don't commit, there's no repercussion in not committing. There's a huge hug at the end. And I usually play it with something like, bro, I can't believe you stood up there and look down at that. That's 13 and a half feet in the air. Like I would get dizzy and I would, I build them back up. So, but I think there is a fine line in coaching your children, mentoring your children, and then vicariously living through your children and making them something that they really aren't. It's something different to encourage them, something that they want to be, but not make them something that they won't. I think Beaver's mom, I think all these guys, like they saw a way and they got lost in the moment. And, and it's not hard to do, because especially if you don't have mentorship or it depends on how you were raised.
Think about it. Those predators out there go through the parents. They do, because they know their kids and they got to go through and get their permission. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They just don't kidnap them.
Well, I think the way that they do it,
they get them by, we're going to put you in a new house paid for. We're going to get you that Range Rover, get you that car you wanted. We're going to give you $50,000 cash. What's your bank? Get that piece of paper and write an amount. Would that amount be sufficient? And they look at it, and
they're not going after the parents. They're not going after the kids whose parents are questioning their every move.
Right.
Like those kids just get regular roles and just kind of like skate.
They get parents that's not attorneys, judges,
right? Like you know what I mean? They're like, hey, we have to fly your kid over here, but we only have one ticket.
I'd be like,
but there are parents out there that are like,
they don't
hey,
do it.
Let's go. I'm not that guy. So Armory Knight says, why is these chats so quiet? Armory Knight says, Kevin Sorbo refused the gay sex and blackballed him after Hercules. So there are a number, and I'll do a breakdown on FAWKES News on all the actors that are actually coming out this week and saying that they were blacklisted for not doing gay shit or doing the drugs or playing the game. And look, I have kind of experience with this too. Being a sommelier and working with some high-end people, I was given the opportunity to run some lines of blow at an event. I didn't run those lines of blow, and I went further to say, like, look, man, I'm actually a real cop. Like, this isn't my jurisdiction, so I don't care. But like, I'm never gonna do drugs because I'm pretty against them. Guess who never got hired to be a sommelier for that person ever again? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I knew when it came out of my mouth, I was never getting hired again.
But you're still here and your nose ain't raw. What's that thing?
Right. I didn't sell out, but I could be a lot more famous if I did, right? Because I would have a lot more connects, a lot more context. I think that's what people think. I think people think that like, hey, I'm in this moment if I play along, and not to say that I haven't been tempted to play along. I mean, I've told you guys the orgy story 1,000 times. I didn't partake in any of it.
What about orgy? No, play. I ain't never heard it.
You've never heard my orgy story?
You can tell me later, but no.
Oh, it's so fitting to this.
You never had a gangbang?
Long story short, I got invited to a influencer orgy. Now, it wasn't sold to me as an influencer orgy, but when I got there, I was told to like turn in my cell phone and sign an NDA, and I refused, and they let me in anyway. And then when I got in there, it got more and more weird and more and more weird. But I mean, there was like ayahuasca trips going on in there. There was, and then, as I look back on it, I'd asked one of the guys there, like what, who he was and what's his name when he was an influencer. He says, well, his wife was an influencer and he was the chief of a fire station in another like very far away state from there. And then, and that's how you get it though. He's a fire chief in another state, probably wouldn't partake in the shit that was going on in the party. Probably didn't know that was going to be. Now he's there. And, I am like one of these guys that like almost doesn't want to be like, I want to be loved, but it's also a lot of fun for me to have people also hate me. Like I also I get a thrill out of people being like me being so different that people are like, well, fuck you then. You know what I mean? Like I'm so like I'm almost to a point where I'm stubborn, where like I'm not gonna bend on who I am. Like if you say, Eric, that hat looks really fucking stupid on you, you should take it off, I'm more likely gonna wear this hat.
Yeah.
Like if you say, Eric, you're doing comedy night and your shorts look fucking gay as hell, you look stupid with your mullet. Guess who's going out on stage with those shorts and a stupid fucking mullet?
And come back with them a little tighter than it was when you went out there.
Yeah, exactly. You guys know from experience, right? Like, so, but there are people who don't want that kind of animosity. They don't want that kind of controversy. And so they're just going to play along with it. They might necessarily agree with it, and they might not play along to the full extent where they're fucking dudes in the ass or something crazy like that. But what I'm saying is they might tolerate it because they want to get to the next level. And all of a sudden now it's like, you can't say shit because you're the chief of a fire department in a major city in a different state. What are you going to say that like, hey guys, I just want to come out and get ahead of this. I went to a fucking orgy and there was like a lot of drugs and shit. And I kept my eyes closed. I didn't see any other illegal shit, but like, what do you think they're going to, you think you're gonna make it very far politically after that?
Right.
I mean, fuck no, dude. So you just be like, I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see anything, and you just don't talk about it. And I think that's how these things happen. I think a lot of these guys maybe get roped into going to these events. A lot of them are gonna partake, right? Because the temptation is there. And then the ones that don't partake are too far in that they can't really say shit because
in too deep.
You're in too deep. It's super scary. I want to address the chats though in just a second, guys. I'm going to do a quick ad read, but while I'm there, I do agree that the chat should be a little bit more lively in this. What do you think about? Let me give what do you guys got for the chats? Let's ask them a question in the live chats. What do y'all want? What y'all got for them that you want them to answer while we do these ad reads? Give them an opinion piece. An opinion on
what do they think about? Have we talked about the Janet Jackson thing?
We're gonna get to it next. Let's go ahead and we can ask them now if they know about the Janet Jackson thing.
Yeah, what do they think about celebrities who pretty much been quiet? You haven't heard nothing from them, but all of a sudden they have a opinion about politics. Politics.
All right, so there's the question, guys, in the chats. Leave us an answer. We'll put it up on the board. What do you guys think about politicians who are politically quiet for 4 years, all of a sudden jumping into politics? Now, look, there are celebrities who stay in politics all year round, all year long. Like we're not, because you're allowed to be into politics and it be okay. It's allowed to be a hobby. We're not talking about those politics. We're not talking about those celebrities. We're not talking about what's the guy in Dallas? Your boy.
Jones?
No, he's from Texas, big actor.
Oh, you talking about Jamie Foxx?
No, white guy.
From Texas?
What do you mean in Texas? He played in the movie Sahara, played in the movie. He played in your favorite black movie of all time where he's the lawyer.
Matthew McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey is always into politics. So it's not like he's just coming out. Like that dude lives in politics. He's really into it. But like, what do you think about like Pink and Paramore, The Rock coming out into politics all of a sudden? Who are some other ones? Janet Jackson, obviously, getting out into politics.
Taylor Swift.
Let us know in the chats there. Today's show brought to you by ghostbed.com. Sleep so good, it's scary. Man, I needed it. I went to Breaking Benjamin's was in town. Breaking Benjamin was in Raleigh. Jason Rao, huge shout out. He's the guitarist. Him and Keith Whalen let me go backstage. Took me on the tour bus, the Breaking Benjamin tour bus. Took me into the green room, hung out with me, gave me these badass tickets, and let me go to the show this weekend. I got let me have some drinks in the tour bus and in the green room. I ended up being a little bit hungover yesterday.
Call us if we wanted to go hang out with the band.
With Breaking Benjamin?
I don't know what the fuck they saying.
That would be like
Green
you.
Day. I like Green
That would
Day.
be like you inviting me to go like hang out with like Wu-Tang or something.
Man,
You just
I
a good
probably
experience.
would be sitting there. Wu-Tang.
I would be like, oh, probably not. Like,
But Wu-Tang is a universal. I know
well,
a
okay,
lot
that
of
was
white
a
people
bad.
that
I do like
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. I do like Wu-Tang. I
yeah,
probably would
man.
have go. Let me think of another one that I probably wouldn't go to that you would invite me
Snoop
to. Like,
Dogg?
huh?
Would you go see Snoop? Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
You would? You okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like probably not like
Boys
or
and
some-
Men? Yeah, you
yeah, I'd go to Boys and Men for sure.
Damn, I don't know.
Yeah, Boys and Men. I had that like
Look, Busta Rhymes.
I'd go to a bus.
See, that's what I'm
Bus is
saying.
the shit.
There's a lot of black artists that you
But
would
yeah,
go
like,
to.
give me some black artists that I wouldn't go to.
Oh, shit, I don't know. Usher? Would you go see Usher?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we'd be all night.
That would be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
All right, shit. I feel bad. All right, I should have called you. I just thought Breaking Benjamin would be like the last fucking.
I like music. I'm a music.
Yeah,
I like all kinds of music.
I didn't know.
But
Well,
that's-
next, like I said,
that's
he
just
gave me
like
4.
my boy
and I went by
Steve.
my. I ended up
That was
just-
his and mine.
My
Yeah,
boy,
we could've
my
all
boy
went.
Steve, who retired, shout out Steve Ament. You know, he got married, remarried, and him and his wife, he had pictures. They went to Green Day, and there was a few other bands. I was like, Green
Bobby
Day?
Brown.
I like, yeah, I go to Bobby Brown.
I don't know who he is.
What? Like
I don't know who Bobby
You
Brown
don't know
is.
who Bobby
I
Brown
don't know who Bobby Brown is.
New Edition,
No,
Whitney Houston's husband?
Bobby Brown.
I don't know.
Be cruel.
Oh my God. It's my prerogative.
I
He the
don't
one that sang Ghostbusters.
really. I do know Ghostbusters. I don't know what else y'all said.
What?
Bobby
You never heard
Brown.
of- it's my prerogative.
I have heard it now. You're singing like that.
Tenderoni?
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, but now
Oh my
I'm like, I
gosh,
probably
man.
still wouldn't go.
Bobby Brown
Oh, no.
was considered the king of R&B until R. Kelly came along.
We have. See, I'm not like I wouldn't go see R. Kelly.
What?
I seen R. Kelly.
I don't really
You know
like R.
what?
Kelly.
I worked one of his concerts, and
I probably wouldn't go see.
I didn't like him. I told him fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause
where you at?
we was in the army. I was in the army. We was playing basketball at the gym, and R. Kelly had his R. Kelly the 12 play tour, and he had
Was it R. Kelly public
Escape
announcer?
was his no, it was just him.
Mm-mm.
It was his 12th play album.
Okay.
With Honey Love and
Mm.
Bumping Grind and all that.
Give me that.
Dude was
Since you started, Greg. By the way, Greg
Yes,
LaMontagne is from The Bar Is Open with Beth and Greg, and you can see where I pushed my son into stardom by letting him be. That was like one of the guests. He was like a guest on that podcast. It was one of his first podcasts as a guest, and it was a fun, man. I'll never ever forget that podcast. And my son wears that shirt all the time, and it's super funny because there's like an 11, 12-year-old kid walking around with a Bar Is Always Open shirt. People are always like, what? But it's great because he explains to him that it's a podcast he was on, and then people always are like taking a picture of it, of the shirt because they want to go and hear him on the thing. So it was pretty fun. So we appreciate you, Greg, for having them, having Duke on back in the day. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if you know the episode number, but if you want to drop it in here, I'm sure some people would probably go back and listen to it if we knew what that episode number was. If not, just look up Duke Tansey, The Bar Is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm sure you'll find it. All right, let me continue on with this. Anyway, I was hungover after seeing Breaking Benjamin, the band, and Stained, and I got on my ghost bed. I spent the night out, but because I didn't know I was going to get loosey-goosey at the concert, I didn't come home. So I Ubered to a friend's house and slept in the guest room. And the bed is awful. The bed was terrible. And the pillows were even more terrible. And I didn't sleep at all. Like, it was miserable. And I came home and I got my ghost bed pillow and I got on the couch and I was like, guys, I need 2 hours. And although my kids were like having a Nerf war, they were watching some crazy shit on TV, I slept all the way through it. My wife's like, it's unbelievable that you just slept for like 2 hours snoring through all that. And I was like, dude, that's the magic of my ghost bed pillow. I preach about it all the time. Like, I'm not fucking with you guys. I cannot sleep. I would much rather sleep on my ghost bed than anything else. And you guys know I sleep in like hotel rooms and Airbnbs. I'll be in one Thursday. Again, I just almost every week I'm gone. I can live without the ghost bed. I've learned to live without the ghost bed, but the ghost bed pillow has to come with me because that Stay Cool technology, it's that medium softness. I got the medium one. You can get the harder, soft. The medium, it's just perfect for me, and I cannot live without it. It's like coffee in the morning for people, or like that morning cigarette for some folks. Head over to ghostbed.com, use the promo code Wolfpack, get you 50% off. Factormeals.com. You want to get lean and mean for the holidays. The holidays are coming. The pumpkin spice beer is already being pulled off the shelf, and the Christmas ales are coming on. Believe it or not, That shit's coming. November is right around the corner. Halloween's right around the corner. Go ahead and start getting in shape now before you start eating that candy. See, I'm in such good shape now, and I got my Factor meals getting, I do the protein heavy, 50 grams or more. That on Halloween, I'm not going to feel bad eating a couple of those candy bars. I ain't going to feel bad at all.
In the candy horn.
Because I prepped myself. You can do the same thing too. Meal prepping to the next level. Head over to factormeals.com, promo code WOLFPACK50, and start your meal planning today. Don't go to the store. Stop using the Pytex, Pyrex, Rubbermaid dishes where you can't find the lid. Stop all the garbage. Go there right now. Just go to factormeals.com. Fresh, never frozen meals delivered right to your door. Pack them into your refrigerator. I do breakfast shakes and lunch, and I order a couple of dinners for my kids for emergencies. But breakfast and lunch every single day. Factormeals.com/Wolfpack50. All right, let's get back into this Janet Jackson thing. So here is, let me just play this. This is
Rep shut down an apology issued on her
Billboard
behalf
News.
after she mistakenly claims Vice President Kamala Harris is not black. In an interview with The Guardian, a reporter brought up the U.S. election, saying to Janet that Kamala Harris could be the first black female president of the United States, to which Ms. Jackson replied, "She's not black, that's what I heard, that she's Indian." Continuing, "Her father's white, that's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered her father was white." She didn't let the reporter know where she heard this false information, but did say about the election, "Either way it goes, it's going to be mayhem." After that interview, a man named Mo El Masri issued an apology on her behalf, saying her comments on the vice president were based on misinformation. Janet's rep stepped in and told People Mag that El Masri is not Janet's manager, nor is he affiliated with her camp. The rep says Randy Jackson is Janet's manager. El Masri spoke to Variety saying, "I no longer work for her."
Wow, with drama. So some dude like apologizes on her behalf. She's like, "Bitch, I didn't apologize. I didn't apologize for saying something." And it reminds me of, do you remember when Joan Rivers came out and said some crazy wackadoodle shit, and then all of a sudden like other people started repeating, and it led to like a huge kind of like Obama.
Joan Rivers, a comedian, right?
She's dead, but she I thought I screen recorded it. You guys were here when I recorded it.
She was crazy.
Yeah, she was pretty crazy, but she came out and about the wedding, about the here it is right here. Let me play this for you guys really quick. If you don't know, Joan Rivers said this shortly before she died, which makes the story like even crazier because she died not too far along after this. Let me see if I can bring it up. Oh, did it not save on the desktop? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. Oh, I hope this doesn't get taken down off of YouTube's. Here we go.
You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. So like this, but listen now that spawned like all this stuff about birth certificates and looking at her children, looking like their doctor, like this whole conspiracy thing just got like blown up. Listen, I don't know if it's true or not. My wife is convinced. There's a lot of clips of Obama, Barack calling her Michael. If you go through all the evidence, it's like 9/11, right? Like 30% on it. Like there's enough out there that it is weird when he calls her Michael.
So he calling her Michael. Is that about like when P. Diddy said waking up together? The same thing, meaning it.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe just is Michael short for Michelle?
No, it ain't.
It's weird, but he calls her Michael quite a bit.
But he corrects himself?
He does it all the time. He'll be like, Michael and I, Michelle and I. Like he does it a lot.
Say Michael?
He does it a lot. I'll pull some clips. I'll send you some clips.
Yeah,
I wish we had a producer right now. I would start ripping them for you right now.
Wow.
But it reminds me of like when she was like, I haven't watched the news, but last thing I heard is her daddy is white. Now I doubt that. Her dad has come out and made some statements. You know, her dad made some statements when she came out and talked about Jamaicans smoking weed. Her dad was not happy about that.
Does she look like her dad? That's what I'm saying. People can get with somebody else.
He's real dark. He's real dark.
You're gonna be my that's a deadbeat. You her daddy. You raised her.
Yeah, but I mean that would have came out too. That would have came out too. But see, here's my thing.
Yeah, I think it would have come out.
People say things to spin it. Like you said, I need receipts. She can shut it all down by showing what's on your birth certificate. What's on your birth certificate?
But she may feel like she shouldn't have to show that.
Right. She don't. I understand that. But here's my thing though. What is on your birth certificate? Yeah, if your birth certificate is wrong and your ass is 40-some years old, then that's your problem. Because I'm pretty sure within those 25, 30 years, you done looked at your birth certificate and saw it was wrong.
Right.
Because I know somebody who was black and they had Caucasian on theirs.
My cousin.
But if you known all that while, you need to go and get it fixed.
Well, don't you have a story like that?
Yeah, my cousin.
Yeah, but didn't you think your father was something else?
Yeah, my mom said my dad was one person all the years, and then turn around, DNA said somebody else, and she went in her grave saying that person. That's why I said it's possible to say.
Was he black?
Yeah, he was black.
Your dad was black,
right? But I'm saying
the guy that you found out that was your dad black. Okay,
so I'm saying, but two different people. I'm saying like the birth certificate,
Uh-huh.
that person would have to pay to change, even though they didn't put that on there. There was a baby. They would have to pay to change that to Negro, because that's what it was put back then.
Because it was funny, because I think when my grandfather died, on his death certificate or birth certificate, because we had to have his birth and death certificate, they had Negro. No, it wasn't colored. They had him listed as colored. On my dad's birthday, on my dad born in 51, his was Negro. Mine, of course,
says black.
But you see how funny it is over the period of times. My granddad, if my granddaddy was alive today, he would have been 100. Yeah, he'd been 100 years old. So 100 years ago, we came from colored to Negro to black. You see what I'm saying?
I heard a lady one time at the school say, the kids were out there fighting, and the colored kid the color and the black lady got black counsel got mad. She said, "What color?" She said, "What color was he?" And then the lady turned red. But that's how that was back then. That's how she.
Oh, I had to stop Oliver. Oliver said that one time. I said, "Look, man, just because you look like you white." You better not be saying that and get your ass whooped around here. I said, "Oh," he said, "That colored boy." I said, "Well, you better shut. You say that black, because Oliver, he's black.
He looks white though.
But he looks white, right? Well, I mean, my grandmother, his mom was half white,
right?
So his grandfather was white. So I mean, it trickled down. You see my uncle? Yeah. That's how all my dad, all his brothers and sisters look like that, and my grandmother.
When I raised my kids,
my grandmother had gray eyes.
I didn't use color unless I had to. When my kids be talking, they were like, two kids, blah blah blah, and I try to get them to explain. So what color shirt they have on, or what, how other than what color was that? You don't have to say, because you tell me a story. I shouldn't have to say what color, because it shouldn't really matter. But people do that now. That black kid or that, and I'm like, just tell a story.
Yeah, but if it's a white kid and
unless you're on trial or something. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of. If you say, what, these two guys are at the store talking, blah 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 blah, and then you like, and the white guy said,
well, because if you're trying to picture it in your head, like if you're talking about black folks and you say there's these two guys and the things and they were arguing or whatever. Like it paints a different picture in your head of what the argument looked like.
Right. It's funny.
If I say two black guys are arguing, two black dudes arguing is a lot different than two white dudes arguing.
I mean,
black dudes are generally a lot fucking louder.
I say different. I give you an example. A couple of days ago, over there at Food Line in Clayton, there was the 3 black girls out there fighting in the middle of the road, right there at the hair store, right in front of the hair salon. They won't even a salon. That's where they buy. Asian guy owned the place. He on the phone calling the cops. They was out there in the middle of the dang on street fighting.
But if it was 3
and what did
hot
I say?
White chicks, how would you explain that fight?
I mean, they were just fighting. But I'm wondering what they fighting.
You would have said there was 3 hot white chicks fighting.
I came out and said, "Man, look at them bitches." That's what I said.
But I'm saying if you're telling a story, if you were telling a story,
they was out there, but have titties coming out.
But if it was 3 hot white chicks fighting, I picture that fight to look a lot different than 3 fat white trash bitches fighting or 3 black bitches.
It depends on where they were fighting at, though. Depending on where they were fighting and what they were fighting over. They were fighting over money at the hair store. I knew they was black. I knew it was black.
Let me ask you this about Food Line.
Sometimes you can tell the color of the person.
Let me ask you this.
By the shit that's going on.
This is going to make me extremely racist, but I have to ask it because it's been on my brain. Maybe I shouldn't do it on there.
Go ahead.
I'll fucking do it. What is up with black people parking in the fucking emergency lane in front of Food Line and compare foods all the fucking time. Like it's all day, every day. You'll never see a white person do that. What is it? Why is it like part of like
because black people don't want to? They just going in to get something and come right back out. They're not going in there shopping.
I mean, it's got a bright ass yellow sign that says fire lane only.
I know an old lady does that, and she has a problem walking. She does it all the time. She'll pull up and they don't be straight.
Dude, go to Food Line right now. The parking lot will be empty and there'll be 3 cars lined up on the fire lane every single time. What? And then tell me if I'm wrong next week.
I'm a disabled veteran. Okay.
Would you ever park in the fire lane?
No, not in the fire lane.
Now I've done that only if I'm going to stay in the driver's seat and they're getting out, and then I drive around.
Well, I have because if I look at my seat,
you're
like,
a police car,
you're going to be double for that. I'm gonna pull right there and I'm gonna go in there. Yep.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah, I've done that. If I go out of my car, put my grocery in, and I look, I'm like, what? And I'm not walking way back up there. If I'm way out there, I'm gonna pull right up there. I have done that.
Oh, like you got to go in there and fix the receipt.
Yeah.
Let's explain. That's
my parking.
But like, dude, you go there right now. There'll be. I promise you, that parking lot will be empty. There'll be 3 fucking cars lined up.
Like I said, I'm disabled.
I'm like,
veteran.
dude, go park in a parking spot. It drives me nuts.
Right.
But it's only at that Food Line and Compare Foods. You go over to the Food Line on 42.
It's in Selma too.
There won't be a damn car pulling.
This is what pissed me off. Before I became a disabled veteran, I used to get mad because I used to be like, man, look all them damn open handicap spots. And I still got to park my ass way down here, but all these spaces open. But as soon as I go get my damn handicap, my disabled veteran license plate, every one of them damn spots be taken.
And you got that fucked up foot. You got like half a foot and everything. You need
my
it.
foot hurt and I've got the daggone
Dude, I watched this woman today park in a handicap spot and got out, and I mean just honkily dorily walked up. I mean, I'm sure she's handicapped in some way, shape, or form, but it's like dude, even when I broke my leg and I had a handicap placard, refused to I just didn't do it. I was like, dude, I'll leave it for somebody who cannot, somebody who has a half a fucking foot. You know, and
I got a foot.
I feel like this though. If you got a handicap placard, as you said, you should not be able to park where. If I can't park in handicap, I'm gonna get a fine. You got the placard. If you shouldn't be able to park in what people don't have a placard.
Why?
Just like the bathroom, they be looking. Or you. One day I pulled up. My sister I pulled in a handicap, and she started looking at me, and I was like, "Dang!" So I had to put but she had a placard, and I moved. You know what I'm saying? If it was empty, she shouldn't be able to park. You shouldn't have both.
This is like the bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom. Yeah.
Handicap bathroom. I'm gonna use it. You know why? Because I can't get up like I used to. So
you're basically
damn balls out. I pull up. I use the balls to get up off the toilet. Yeah, because it's a handicap toilet, but they're not at handicap size. You know, there's like 16 inch where you don't have to. Them damn,
you don't
gotta
sit
go
way
to
down.
the toilet. Right, they small ass toilets.
All right, look, let me reel this back in because I want to round it out tonight and end it. Look, I'm gonna give Janet one. I think Kamala Harris isn't doing herself any favors with the mixing her race and her religion in every single fucking form that she sits in. Like for her to say she's anti-gun and then her to go on Oprah and say, I got a gun. Man, my husband got a gun. Anybody breaks into my house, I'll shoot him. Like that's pretty much been the opposite of what she's been saying. Even Oprah seemed to be a little bit offended about that. But then saying like one of our favorite holidays that we celebrate every year, me and my family, is Hanukkah. We sit down and then she says, Yom Kippur, the power of the light. And And then the very next video. Do you want me to play it? You want me to play what she said? Listen, I don't know. I'll play it for you.
I heard her Saturday. I was in the same room with her and I heard her and she was black.
She was black in the room. So let me remove some of these really quick. I did a whole FAWKS on this. I don't think it does her any favors. Maybe that's where Janet Jackson. Also, Janet's in the grieving process. They just lost Tito.
But Janet shouldn't have to apologize if they say what she said.
Like she did.
Armory Knight says if a celebrity that is not a political news or analyst, then I lose respect for them as soon as they try to support a politician.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like in that thing. It's like because. A lot of the celebrities right now, like I was using Meryl Streep as an example earlier and Julia Roberts, like there's a lot of 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, even 8-year-olds that are voting, obviously, right? A large that don't know who Julia Roberts or Meryl Streep is. They were born before fucking 9/11, most of these kids. So like they're irrelevant. And the only time they're becoming relevant right now is to start coming out at the mouth. Also, Hollywood is under attack by the right. by the conservative group. At least that's the theme, right? That's the rolling theme. So when all of the Holly weirdos, because that's become the big term now, Holly weird, which we know that there's a lot of evidence that Hollywood is kind of weird and kind of fucked up. Going back to Harvey Weinstein, going back to Woody Allen, going to all these like creepy Nickelodeon dude, that fucking weirdo. Now you got Diddy being weird, Ray Kelly. You know, like, I mean, there is a culture in Hollywood that needs to change. Like there are some things that need to happen. I mean, even like with Leonardo DiCaprio, and all of a sudden these Holly weirdos, they start coming out on the side that's, you know, not going on there. And I think that's just a weird take. I think I agree.
Think about it.
I would keep my mouth shut, to be honest with you.
Denzel Washington.
All right.
Every women love that man.
Yeah.
Denzel's almost,
every man
he's
loves
almost
him.
70 years old, almost 70 years old. And there's women in their 20s and 30s that have seen his movies and be like, oh, he was a beautiful black man and blah, blah, blah. He talked so eloquently. He's faithful to his wife. He has beautiful children. Look at all his movies are hits and we love his acting. But just imagine if Denzel come out, not being political, haven't been political, but just say he endorses Trump. Do you think he's going to have all those followers are still going to follow him, or is he going to lose followers?
He's going to lose fans. I think it's a bad political move.
He could lose some, but he would also gain some.
Oh,
Some people that don't know whatever, they find out that he is, you know, and
I mean, I think like if you're, I don't know. I'm on the fence of like, unless you're studied in it and you know what you're saying, you should probably keep. I mean, because there's a lot of people that just refuse to be in the know. They refuse to know any side of the story, and then these celebrities, they start spouting off of the mouth of who they're endorsing, but they can't fucking answer it. Like Paramore, like shut the fuck up, dude. Like nobody, you haven't been relevant in 15 years, and you have no idea what you're she literally scriptedly said exactly what mainstream media says all the time with absolutely no facts to back that up. She's just literally regurgitating big media's fake news, honestly. And so like I think in that case it comes across as tacky and just kind of petty. But I think if you are like a Denzel Washington, where you're pretty, he's a really intelligent guy. If he was to come out and say he voted for Kamala Harris, I'd be like, wow, I would expect him to have receipts on why he's right for it. You know what I mean? He doesn't see, he's not the kind of guy that's like, just to say something stupid shit. But like Paramore, like come on, like it's Paramore. Hang on, you wanted to see the Hanukkah thing here? I'll go this. This is really fun. But
one of our favorite holidays in our big modern family.
Yeah.
Hanukkah.
And why do you love Hanukkah?
I love Hanukkah because it really is about the light and bringing light where there has been darkness. And there is so much work to be done in the world to bring light. And it is a celebration of always Tikkun Olam, which is about fighting for justice, which is about fighting for always Tikkun Olam, which is about fighting for justice.
Okay, hold on. Ready? All right, so you have that one, Tikkun Olam, right? All right. And
I told you,
hold
on the shoes. You put on the shoes.
Any other holidays, we will be celebrating Kwanzaa a little differently this season in our home. We'll be doing it over Zoom. You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations. And we tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course afterwards have a beautiful meal. And of course there was always the discussion of the 7 principles. And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujitagalia. And you know, essentially it's about, it's about be and yeah. And you know, essentially the one about self-determination, Kujitagalia. And fighting for the dignity, about fighting for justice and fighting for the dignity of all people. And it's about rededication.
Dude, so hang on. So she does the Hanukkah thing, and then she does the Kwanzaa thing. And then my favorite one, since you wanted me to take me down this fucking rabbit hole. Dude,
don't tell me she's naming another religion.
No, but this was hold on. So let me find. Hold on. Where's the one when? Let's see here. All right, so here's her. Oh no, that's her acting like a Yankee. Here, we'll just do these two.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
I see what you're talking about now.
All right, hold on.
I see what you're talking about now. When you say she changed like she was black.
Oh yeah, but dude, she gets way worse than that. That was like, so that one was what was that one? That one was the.
I mean, we all change up.
Yeah, but that was
We did this win in 2020, and we're gonna do it again in 2024.
All right, hold on. That's still not my favorite one. I wasn't planning on doing that for this episode, so I don't have these things like squared like
you better
out.
thank them.
But that's the one where she says the same exact thing. She just says
but
it
we
like
all
completely wrong.
change up sometime.
I tell you,
know
what
what I'm
you
saying?
try, whatever
do.
you try to get done. Yeah,
right. Because I mean, if I'm going into a job interview, I'm gonna speak
whiter,
and I'm gonna say I'm gonna use relatable terms, proper terms. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go in there talking slang.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't
You know
talk
what I'm
slang,
saying?
but I mean, would you go as far as to go like this? Like this is a big difference.
I was there. I was there. She had the same dress on. What was she saying?
Probably the one you were at.
All my divine nine brothers and sisters, and my soror. And to all my HBCU brothers and sisters.
So she goes like that.
dress.
But then here's the problem. Then she goes right over to this.
To call, like, I should be calling you Senator Harris, right?
No, you should not. That's not on my birth certificate.
Okay.
What do you-
Kamala?
Yes, please.
Okay, because the Indian in me, I feel like my parents,
Just
my
don't
dad
call
will
me-
watch this.
Just don't call me auntie.
Okay. I won't call you auntie. They'll be like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have.
So what is she saying? What is
Like
she
she
saying?
just goes all on about being Indian, and then she goes on to cooking and like all this.
I am a part. I have Indian heritage.
Yeah, but this was before she was. That was an older clip before she was running for president.
Okay, yeah, 'cause
So that's
they
like
say
when her
similar.
like, you know, like, but that's why when she did multiple interviews about being Indian, multiple. I have them on here, and that's why Trump was like, I didn't even know she's like. I thought she was Indian because before she was running for president, and she was going on all these talk shows, it was all about being Indian. She never ever brought it. And then you also have this one right here.
They asked her if she was pro legalizing marijuana. She said, of course I smoked marijuana. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
And Jamaicans
her own
are known
father
smoke.
had a problem
Yeah,
with
she
that.
about that.
Listen
That's
to what
what
she
got mad about
said
it.
on the
If
Breakfast
that's what
Club.
she said.
They say you oppose legalizing weed.
That's not true.
I know.
And look, I joke about it, half joking. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
You ever smoke?
I have.
Okay. Like in
And
college, or-
I inhale. I did inhale.
It's real.
So she didn't say nothing about her daddy.
No, but her dad was really upset because her
He
dad
got
was
mad
like,
because he's Jamaican.
Why you get
He
mad?
thinks-
That was a bumble clock. No,
well, he's also an economist, and he's like a well-renowned economist. He's a tenured professor. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, if she's talking about smoking pot and all the Jamaicans smoke pot, it kind of
Jamaicans
undermines.
do
And
smoke
he's like,
pot.
I didn't
Yeah,
raise
shit.
her that way. Her uncles and aunts didn't raise her. That half my family's Jamaican. He's like, half of our family is rolling around in their graves. Like, we didn't smoke pot. Like he was generally
He
upset
was
about
just
it.
mad, just being mad for no reason. Because
You think he was mad?
Yeah, because I mean,
I think he was pretty
Because
embarrassed, actually.
I don't.
Like, how about this?
A lot of Jamaicans I know smoke.
Look, this is funny.
Take a couple days and go here. Where's that?
My kitchen and start cooking.
The kitchen. What's your favorite meal to cook?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. them gonna bush and bring me back a goat and I cook it up.
But it's like, here's the problem is that everywhere she goes, she changes who she
So
is.
that's why they call her
to be
Chameleon.
chameleon.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a good look. Like, I mean, you don't see, and listen, you don't have to be a Trump fan, but her opponents are doing that. Vivek Ramaswamy never did that. RFK Jr. never fucking did that.
Because they're not multicultural.
I mean, you could go with that. You could go with that argument.
Again, that's just like
it's a fair argument.
That's just like going back to the band that you went and hung out with. And I said, why you invite me? The first thing you thought was, oh, well, I didn't think you'd be interested or listen to that type of music.
I mean, in
the back of your mind, you thought that.
100%.
You thought that, exactly. But me, I'm multicultural. I was like, well, shit, I like that.
But like
99 music.
98% of the black dudes around here are not.
My thing is, if I would have went with you and the music playing, I've been bobbing my head.
I guarantee you, Margaret wouldn't know a single Breaking Benjamin song.
I don't know, but
exactly.
I would have went.
But if she would have went, and listened to it, she might would have liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's just.
I mean, I can see where you go with, but I mean, you know, I'm part Irish, part Slovakian, but you don't see me like running around being, you know, trying to, you know, need a staff now who did you accuse me like talking Slovak and trying to pretend like I'm some kind of Slovakian because I know one sentence in Slovak.
If you was in that environment surrounded by a lot of people like that, you probably you would be yourself, but you would be like, oh damn, well, a part of me want to come out, I want to learn more and stuff like that.
But like if you're giving a speech,
but if you know
in the same afternoon you say the same thing, you better thank a union member, and then I go to another place and I go, you better thank a union member. I mean, it's offensive. You're playing, you're being a chameleon. You're not being real. You're not being genuine who you are.
Right.
You're trying to piece those in front of you. And whether you like it or not, or whether it's multicultural or not, which it's a very good argument, I think the majority of people are kind of like, okay, enough's enough, bitch. Like you're not Jewish and Kwanzaa and Jamaican and Indian, and your favorite food to cook is an Indian food. But then when you go on this podcast, your favorite food to cook is a Jamaican food. When you go on to this one, you talk about you're being anti-gun, and then you go on to Oprah and you say you'll shoot somebody walking through the front door.
I put it this way.
Can't say you're against fracking.
I put it this way here. If I'm talking to you and you ask me what is my least favorite dish, I'm gonna tell you fucking green bean casserole. I don't give a damn where I go. If anybody asks me what my least favorite dish,
you're always gonna say a casserole.
Casseroles.
Now, what if you are in a room full of white church women just before you go to a Sunday cookout and they say, what is your least favorite dish? Before we go over here into the food hall, what's your least favorite dish?
You better say that green bean.
Exactly. I'm
gonna say it.
But
because you're a genuinely honest person and you're not catering to fucking.
But if I'm in different groups, I'm going to tell you what I like in that culture. If I come to your house and I'll be like, okay, well, you know, I look around and I look and you got different stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, Eric, I like that rice pudding. I like fried chicken. We got that in, you know, yeah. So I'm gonna eat what you have. If I go to a black family and I see something,
I'm always gonna.
I'm going. Mac and cheese. You know, now your mac and cheese might be different than ours,
and you wouldn't talk shit about it.
I wouldn't talk shit about it. But
I go to an Iraqi's house every Christmas, and I partake in the Iraq food, and I partake in all of it. If I go to your house, I would never shit on another culture. I mean, even when I was in Afghanistan, I would eat the food of the land a lot. I ate goat a lot. I ate lamb a lot. I ate the kebabs a lot. I never ever was like mean of like, oh, where I'm from, we eat pizza. You know,
I would never go somewhere and be like, no, I don't eat my dog.
That's different than me sitting there and being in Afghanistan and being like, oh yes, Ram Kapoor. Of course I celebrate Ram Kapoor, and it's one of my favorite holidays. And then I go over to Israel and I'm like, oh my God, Hanukkah is one of my favorite holidays. I go, all right, which one's your favorite fucking holiday? Are you Christmas ones? Are you Jewish?
I think it's just all about the wording though.
I think it's being a politician.
That's true too, but I
don't think it's sincere. I don't think she's really.
I don't think we should be limited to what we like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just like with music, I like. Okay, yeah. If you would say, what do I listen to the most? Yeah, I listen to a lot of blues. I'm a blues guy. I like soul, neo soul. I mean, it's just I like soft rock. You know, I don't listen to that hard rock Megadeth or anything, but there are
Breaking Benjamin's hard rock.
But that's what I'm saying. Is it?
Yeah. Okay, is it liquid metal? Is it as bad as liquid metal? Where it's like a bunch of screaming and like somebody killing somebody?
No.
Okay,
but what I'm saying is, there's a few songs. Like I like Creed. I love Creed music.
You would have been the only two
Green Day.
It would be like if me went to the Ja Rule concert.
Right.
There wasn't any white people at the Ja Rule concert.
Baby,
some of them.
I mean,
like Beyonce. Do you think your wife actually like Beyonce?
I'd go to Beyonce's concert.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
I'd go to Jay-Z's concert.
I'm gonna tell you, there's a girl.
But that's like multicultural. That's like saying like
I'll give you one right now. There's a female singer named K. Michelle. beautiful black female. I didn't know she could sing country. If I didn't see her face, I heard the music. I was like, damn, I like this country song. She sound good. When I pulled up the video, it was K. Michelle. And they said she grew up in Missouri. She's a country girl. Yeah. And country music is her first love. But when she was came into business, they put her in the R&B. Right. But she was like, nah, country is my heart. That's what I love singing, what I love doing. And she got a country album out now. And she's slamming. But if you look at her, people look at her, she black.
Right. Well, I mean, it just goes back to like, I mean, like what I'm like, where I'm going with all the Kamala videos is like, for somebody who's not into politics and somebody who's just seeing clips and snapshots of Kamala Harris, like the Kamala that you saw on Oprah is not the Kamala that we haven't seen that side of Kamala. This gun owning, come into my house and I'll shoot you, Kamala. Like she's been about like assault bans on rifles and being very anti-gun. And so now she's on Oprah saying we're gun owners, and even Oprah's like, well, did you see that clip? I'll play that one real quick for you just to show you how confusing it is. But I think my point is like when you have somebody like
so let me ask you
when you have somebody like Janet Jackson, you know, there is kind of a question like, okay, well, I don't know.
Well,
like last time I saw her, she was a Jewish.
But is it bad that people change their minds about stuff after they done did research or something? Have you ever said something?
If that was the case,
back and did research or whatever, and then come back and be like,
if that was the case, if she had an articulable argument, if she could articulate that instead she doesn't articulate. What she does is she does this. She says this.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020 that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking.
Okay, so you heard that, right? And then you go to, oh gosh, I wish I've known this show was going to take this kind of thing. I would have had all of these like ready to go. Let's see if I can find the fracking one for you. Hang on. This was this right here. I can't. No, that's her acting like a Yankee. Hold on. Let me go to the fracking.
Why he's finding that? How was it seeing her in person like that? How close did you get to her?
I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the Affordable Care Act. But
hang on, it's the wrong video.
To be honest, I'm being honest. Right, because I went in as a neutral person. Other than me seeing when I saw her on the screen, I could see it was her. But to look at her for what she was, it could have been a clone. It could have been a lookalike. How far it? Because I got a picture. I got a picture, but it's like we're in the same room. But I could look on the thing. But I mean, I could run up to the stage in 3 minutes, you know, or 2 minutes, whatever. But you couldn't really
tell.
It could have been a.
All right, look at it. Watch her articulate this, Jay.
there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yeah, and starting with what we can do on day one around public lands, right? And there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yeah, and starting.
Yeah, they do so many interviews, and yeah, you just
right. But then watch her articulate.
I will not.
Watch her reason why she changed her mind.
In 2019, I believe, in a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward.
But she never once answered why. She didn't say, and that interview goes on, it gets even worse. But all she had to say was, yeah, I looked at the science, I looked at the data, here's what the science says, and I no longer ban fracking. She never said that because that's not true. What she said was, I want to ban fracking because it was cool to say it in California with all the heads in California, with the Silicon Valley folks. She said it in California, she meant it in California, and then she realized, that like half of the country, there's a huge population that need fracking and that keep their gas prices low and all these other things. And then she wasn't going to get any votes. And so she flip-flops on it. And I think that is the problem with people like Janet Jackson and thing is they see this whole flip-flopping thing and they're like, well, we can't, how can we believe you when you're saying one thing and in the very next interview you're saying something different? And I get it, you act different, but these are simple things that if she had been running the country as the vice president for 4 years, don't forget. I have to remind folks, her own people, her own Democrats gave her the lowest approval rating in the history of vice presidents. And now all of a sudden she is the savior and she is got all the answers when she's had the lowest approval rating from Democrats. And let me finish this one real quick. She was not elected by you. You didn't get a vote. Nobody, she got not once in the first time in American history, the person running for president did not receive one single vote from her constituents. And you want to talk about a threat to democracy? I can't think of a bigger threat to democracy than the DNC saying for the first time in history, we will not be voting on who the vice president is going to be. Kamala Harris is going to run for vice president. I can't think of anything less democratic than that. You know what I mean? And so when you have that, all that, the totality of that, and then Janet Jackson says, well, shit, I heard her father was white this week. But Kamala's not doing herself any favors, is what I'm saying.
She's not, but Janet is dumb too.
Pretty dumb.
Because how you talking about? I haven't looked at the news in a couple of days.
Listen, it was hearsay, but being from what I heard, she said, I don't think she owes an apology because she didn't say, "Oh, I know her daddy white." She said, "I heard."
She heard, right?
So it's just like what's name? The president said he heard somebody eating the cat.
But did you see what DL Hughley said about it? This is hilarious. Look at his tweets. So DL Hughley says Janet Jackson's interview sounded like a Trump rally. FYI, it's a little like ironic to question whether someone is black while you're breathing through the nose of a white woman.
That is oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
That's hilarious. Listen to this. Kamala Harris looks the way she does because she has a mom from India and a dad from Jamaica. Janet Jackson looks the way she does Janet Jackson looks the way she does because she had plastic surgery.
True facts. Those are facts.
She doesn't. You know
It's
what?
facts, though.
But she wasn't being mean with her opinion. What she said, she just said what she heard.
But see, and what a lot of people try to jump on DL about that. He's a comedian,
right? He's going to say something audacious and slightly racist and slightly funny.
Well, I mean,
it's part of the gimmick.
Exactly. But
I mean, that's why I say some of the shit I say.
What people say, he has 3 million followers. 3 million followers.
How many does Janet Jackson have? Probably
I don't know.
none now.
She's up there. She's up there. But
you think so?
But
she didn't say.
He has 3 million followers.
She just was. She
and
was
there's
asked the
people that
question.
delete him on the daily basis on the stuff he posts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He has a.
Damn! Janet Jackson's got 7 millions.
She got 7 million.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Holy shit!
So what she said, 7 million people saw it. You take in the 3 million that DL, that's 10 million people just between the two of them. You see what I'm saying? And so again, he's a comedian. So
the
gonna
real DL Hughley is 464. Just kidding. Obviously,
he's gonna comment. He's gonna comment on stuff. I mean, and he's political savvy. This dude is a smart dude. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Hey, for him to have a GED and he didn't go to college and get no 4-year degree, no master's degree or nothing like that. That dude is smart. The dude is smart. He's brilliant,
Well, let me slow down in the chats. By the way, rest in peace, Tito. And Janet Jackson said that like in a pretty bad week. You know what I mean? She said like the death of the family.
And I'm mad.
She probably didn't really want to talk politics anyway.
Here's my thing. I'm mad that they're not celebrating Tito like they did with Michael. When Michael died, man, shit, the country shut down. The whole world shut down. Grown men in China was crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Tito,
Kim Jong-un.
if it weren't for Tito, it wouldn't have been no Jackson 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you got to think about it. I'm going to tell you a little history about that. Tito wanted to play the guitar. His dad was in the band. So his dad had a band. No, Joe Jackson had a guitar. Tito would always sneak and play with it. So one day, Tito was playing it and a string broke. So Joe was like, you broke my guitar, you're going to learn how to play it. So he self-taught himself how to play that guitar. And when he played so good, that's when he brought his brothers in and they did a little thing and everything. And Michael, Michael, they was going out and stuff. And Michael was a little young at the time. But then when he did something at school and they heard him, and Joe heard him and was like, okay, Michael's in the group. And when they put Michael in the group, the Jackson called him the Jackson 5. Them jokers, that's you know what I'm saying? So Tito had a lot to do with it, with Michael's success, the Jackson 5. But they don't give him his flowers. I mean, I posted something about him, rest in peace, Tito, and everything. But he's always
definitely didn't get much love.
No, he's always been the butt of jokes. But he was the musician.
But you know what's funny though is Kamala Harris said when on Ellen years ago, who was her celebrity crush? She said Tito.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Because everybody used to be Toto. No, Toto was the dog in the Wizard of Oz.
Well, guys, we had a lot of fun with you tonight, man. Appreciate y'all joining us for Society and Culture News every Monday here. Don't forget, October 18th, we will all be performing in Orlando, Florida. We want to see all of you guys. We are staying at the Sheridan North Hotel, and we just would love to have you guys hang out with us. There's an after party at the hotel bar. We'll be at Tactical Brewing Company drinking beer, telling jokes. Conservative Anthony will be emceeing for us, and we're just gonna have so much fun. And then of course on the 19th, huge, we got Evergreen Terrace, we got Eddie Gallagher, we got Kyle Rittenhouse. It's gonna be huge. All of that in Florida, Orlando, with Anti-Hero Podcast, Two Cops One Donut Shop, New York's finest unfiltered will be there. So this is going to be wild. Will Cray's going to be there. We're all going to be just having a blast. So we can't wait to see you guys there. Until then, from everybody here in Uncuffed, guns up, giddy up. We'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.